Hey team, very good morning and welcome back to another daily market update where I discuss the major dollar pairs, EURUSD, gold, and much more. So we're going to dive into euro dollar and see where it is most likely going to be heading next, because on the monthly time frame, again, we have rejected this overall level of 115 and this monthly imbalance candle, which has been pushing the market down lower overall. Now, going into the daily time frame, how can we then identify that there is potential for the downside incoming? Well, we've seen a daily change of character. Overall, we saw a strong push up, we saw a retracement, and we saw another push up. This here, then, the low of that bullish candlestick is then your fractal low, or the most recent low, also known as, and that broke this high. And as soon as we break that low, this then becomes your area of supply from where we are looking for potential further downside. So looking for EURUSD to continue pushing in towards the lows from that area of supply. Now, going in towards the 4-hour time frame, we can then once again see that the 4-hour time frame is also extremely bearish. We have had this area of supply suppress price as well, and I've been looking for a further push in towards the downside. We're currently building up a lot of liquidity underneath the equal lows which we have over here, so I would not be surprised if we pop down over there. However, do keep in mind we could still see as well some liquidations of the highs, so I'm kind of looking for something like this where we take out either the highs or we take out the lows, and then we'll see a reversal in either one of the directions. On Friday, I did take a EURUSD short position in line, first of all, with the daily fractal structure, which I just explained, in line with the 4-hour fractal structure and the fact that we were inside of this 4-hour area of supply. And then went into the 1-hour time frame, and what I identified over there was a double liquidation event where we had over here the initial highs get liquidated, then again we came back up to liquidate even more highs. We had this beautiful ascending wedge in towards that 4-hour area of supply, in towards that 1-hour area of supply as well. And then what I identified was over here liquidation of the initial push down, a little bump in the road. We liquidate that high, and then on the 15-minute time frame, I got the 15-minute bearish confirmation through a 15-minute change of character over here. I entered the short position and I took partials actually on this position over here at around 1.17 R. The main reason being was because when price was trading here at the lows, what happened was that there was another announcement that China was not gonna or was not making any progress with a trade deal with the United States, which caused dollar weakness and which caused EURUSD to push up higher again. So as of today, EURUSD is now consolidating within this overall box, and I'll be waiting for either the lows to get swiped and then look for a long position again, or for the highs to get swiped and then look for a short position once again. Until then, pretty much no trade going on for myself. Now, going into the dollar index is also consolidating. Looking first of all at the weekly time frame, we did see a bullish weekly candle close last week underneath the overall accumulation range which we had over here. So we've swept the lows, and I'm now looking still for some potential further upside. Going into the daily time frame, we can see that the daily is fractal bullish as well. What we had over here was a low break, then we had a high break over here. This sub for the buy becomes your area of demand, and now looking for the market to continue pushing up higher, at least back up in towards this supply zone over here. So looking for some short-term further upside here on the dollar. No need to overcomplicate it, really, to be honest. That is personally what I am looking for, but there is some slow price action, so I'm not saying it's going to go there today, but overall in towards this week, I am looking for at least some further bullish pressure. Now, going into AUDUSD, we can see that AU is also still consolidating and not really moving anywhere, especially if we look here on the 4-hour time frame. You can see how stuck the market currently is. Overall, not a big fan of Aussie dollar. Thing is that the daily is fractal bearish, so do keep that in mind. We swept these 3 highs here to our left. We don't have any clear supply zones, so when there's no clear area of supply, I always solely focus on liquidity. And in this particular example, we have these 3 liquidity highs. We take the liquidity highs, and then what happens is that we get the daily change of character. So now it makes sense for somewhat of a correction in towards the downside here on Aussie dollar. So we'll be keeping my eyes open for some potential shorts. But here for myself on the 4-hour time frame, there's just not really anything there. We've left behind some equal highs. Here we swept the low, straight away reversal again. So there's just not really any clear direction for me, and therefore I'm staying out of AUDUSD for now. Going into GBPUSD, I know a lot of you love this pair. So GU overall is still bullish. Obviously, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum in towards the highs. Now, focusing on the individual candlesticks as well, we can see that the fractals are bullish. Fractal low, fractal high. Market retraces in towards the imbalance, which is your area of demand. And from there, we see a bullish reaction. So overall, for GBPUSD, I'm looking for us to at least take out this high over here before looking for an aggressive reversal back in towards the downside. Otherwise, I am in the same position as last week, where I'm waiting for the current fractal low to get broken. And only then will I be looking for some further short positions on GBPUSD. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that there's not a lot of momentum in it at the moment, and that yeah, I would personally stay out of this. Maybe wait for some more liquidity sweeps before looking for any potential longs, but for now it is consolidating, and therefore I would be waiting. But overall, the daily fractal is still bullish. Yeah, the daily internal is still bullish, so everything is still bullish, and therefore I would not personally be looking for any shorts at this point in time. Going into NZDUSD, we can see that NZDUSD is very similar to GBPUSD, but has been moving a little bit more aggressively in towards the lows. We have here our area of daily demand, which is still holding, but as you guys probably know, the longer that you're situated within an area of daily demand, the weaker it gets. So not expecting this daily area of demand to hold, and I do think we are going to see some further downside in the near future on this pair. Especially once we break the daily fractal lows, then it just simply makes sense to push down lower. Obviously, from a weekly perspective, if we look where we are trading over here and we draw in the Fibonacci retracement tool, you can see that we've hit the 0.5 fib. So therefore, it makes sense to look for some potential for the downside once again. Looking at the daily time frame, when can we expect that downside? Well, once we see a daily fractal break, which is the current fractal low, get broken, then I'll be looking for some further short positions into, for example, the sell before the buy that we have had over here. So looking for a potential short position in towards there before looking then for further upside, or just for it to continue down lower. But yeah, keep an eye on that daily fractal low, and then the 4-hour time frame will also provide us with some potential setups. But we do need to see some bearish momentum. Overall, still a lot of lows open. Here we also have lows open. So let's keep an eye. What I mean with bearish momentum is that we don't just see liquidity sweep, boom, reversal again. No, we need to see some real sustained momentum to really show us that the bears are there and active. Now, looking at dollar yen, we saw a rally in towards the highs on dollar yen on Friday. Looking for further ups continuation again here on the higher time frame. Key level of support at around 140. Go back down to the daily time frame, then we get the bullish confirmation in the form of a change of character. So here, push down, pull back, push down, boom, push up, change of character high broken, again, change of character high. This is now the sell before the buy, which should continue to push the market up higher. So looking for further upside on dollar yen. And last of all, we have, of course, gold. Gold itself is still manipulating quite a bit. I am personally still looking for some further downside. And this is why last week I didn't get into any longs. I'm still looking for it to push down lower, take out the lows, and tap in towards either this demand zone or this demand zone, and then inside there I'll be looking, do we get any bullish momentum at all? So yeah, keep an eye on this area of demand and this area of demand, and then wait for the manipulation to happen inside in the form of a change of character, liquidity sweep whatsoever, and then look for a long position again once that bullish momentum starts to return. So that's it for today, guys. A relatively short one, but I think a very straightforward one. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Hope you've had an amazing weekend, and let's get a good trading day in. If you want to join the Discord, link in the description of this video, and I'll see you there.